Hey everybody, this is Agent Ice. Happy Sunday. I don't know how long we'll do this, but we are going to do a Tarkov stream. There is an event going on, and I did make significant progress on it, but I still have quite a bit to go. Um, I don't know how far I'll get, but I kind of have an idea what I'm doing now, and I'm hoping I can kind of get through this. At least starting out, I'll be. That shouldn't be working because I thought Tangia was off. Interesting. Well, I guess it is working. Anyway, um, I lost my train of thought, all because of the IRS and Joker. No, so at least in the beginning here, I'll probably be playing by myself, trying to do some stuff. I found a way that I think is fairly easy to do the event. It could be more efficient doing it some other ways. But we're gonna give it a shot, and we'll see where we end up. Great. Thank you for that. Anyway, let's kill the music and get a brick through the monitor. Yep. 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 Brick through the monitor. All right, let's get started. Holy cow, this is gonna be crazy. No! Holy bricks, Batman. No, if there's a brick shortage, we'll know why. Somebody stole them all. All right. So, yes, I don't always play Sonic, nice, friendly, family-friendly games like Sonic the Hedgehog. Sometimes I play games where people swear at me in Russian. And this is one of those games. All right, we've got 4 out of our 15 contraband. This is like terrible RNG on these. So, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of luck, and this is gonna take a while to get through. But I think we'll get through it all the same. All right, so let's get a few things kind of ready here. I also want to make sure, is Tarkov audio coming? Yes, it is. Why is Sonic Origins also? That's kind of weird. There we go. Bricks. These bricks are mine. Oh, they're not after you throw them at me. Then they're mine. Mine to do with as I please. All right. Anyway, so I think, yeah, my plates are looking okay-ish. Anger one of your friends into blocking. You see, you got 1.2 million from your heist. I don't know if I should congratulate you or not on that, but interesting. All those bricks and made them into 100 Willy Wonka chocolate factories. Interesting. You know, there's chocolate, and then there's chocolate. You know, is this? Yeah, it's about half. That's where I need it. All this chocolate will make your debt skyrocket. I mean, I don't know why my debt would skyrocket, but you know. But I definitely see that you watched Wonka. All right, awesome. I wasn't sure if the reference was going to be gotten or not. I am glad that it was. All right, so we got it really good. Oh god, that's scary sounding. That's all behind me. And that's probably the smugglers. So I should have been able to... Alright, whatever. We'll take the long route. So what I have found going in by myself, trying to take kind of a... maybe an easier approach to this. is going up to Dome and just sniping these guys. It is quite effective. So we're going to go up there with my SAG AK, which is semi-automatic only. But it has really good recoil stats and really good ergo. I think the fact that it's semi-auto, a lot of people sleep on it. But I've been saving up the high armor pen ammo for this guy for a while. I have a lot of BS and Eagle Nick. I've actually been running through it. Stuff that I wouldn't really be comfortable with running in a gun full auto, because it just kind of seems wasteful and everything, and also gives you reduced accuracy and increased recoil. But when you're firing a semi-auto gun like this, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the accuracy does, yes, but the recoil bit doesn't. And because of the muzzle velocity, or the velocity of the bullet, rather, I should say, these do a pretty good job hitting targets at a distance without having to correct too much. So I've been actually very happy with this setup. These look like some guys that need me to knock on their... Oh, are you kidding me? They like moved as soon as I went to shoot. You're down. And this is why I just kind of go somewhere safe and snipe, because... Got him. I mean, you can go down there and fight them, but they have kind of okay stuff. And again, why make it harder than it needs to be, right? 4 bullets, and we got 3 smugglers. I'll take that. Okay. And of course, with the thermals, anybody out there is going to show up. Ooh. Like them. Good night. Good night. They're, I'm sorry, but you're not actually covered by anything there, buddy. We're just taking everyone out. Okay, I don't think that's alive, whatever it is. And this stuff's guaranteed to go through all armor. The Eagle Nick. So, like, if I shoot him in the head, they should die. And that is a wonderful thing in this game. Alright. I don't know if there's more folks that I'm not seeing. I mean, yes, you could go just kind of run down there and try to be that badass and fight everybody. But I kind of like to take a more technical approach to these situations. And it really gives me a good reason to break out the SAG AK and the ammo I'm using. Even with the FLIR on, doing a relatively balanced build for the SAG AK, you can see recoil wasn't bad, and I was able to aim for quite a while. I've actually, partially because of this event, just been using the SAG AK a lot more. I've really... Is that something I need to get rid of? Do I need to delete these folks from existence? Let's see. No, that's just... Wait. Something's gotta be connecting. I can't. Oh, that got him to move. Thank you, come again. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't hitting him. Okay. Energy drink ran out. I'm gonna do another one. The reason why I'm kind of drinking these like I am is because it will give you a negative effect that. Ooh, I have one round. I'll just put that up there. It gives you a negative effect that reduces your stress resistance, which is your ability to not have your aim messed up while you're taking fire. It's kind of a minuscule debuff for me at this point, especially if I'm going to be sniping anyway. But once that effect wears out, I get a little bit of... Okay, why can't I not... I get a little bit of XP toward immunity. And immunity is very nice. If you're not familiar with immunity, you should familiarize yourself with it, probably, and take a look at what it does. Someday I hope to get it maxed out, but it's probably going to be a very long time before that happens. But that with maxed out metabolism is just ridiculously overpowered. Ridiculously overpowered. Granted, you're going to be putting in a lot of effort to get immunity up. Metabolism isn't so bad, but immunity definitely sucks to try to do. What do you got for me? But look at this. What a beautiful sniper rifle. Trying to get my loot XP by picking up their stuff and putting it on my guy and then putting it back on. Ooh, we got a case key. Nice. We're gonna need that. Wait, that's a... You know what? What the hey? Again, I want to be careful. Not that we're completely out in the open here, but there's a lot of angles somebody could nail me from. So I need to exercise reasonable caution. Trying to hold on to those IFAKs too, just because it's gonna give me some meds I can use. Sometimes they're more convenient to carry around than a big old grizzly. Why? At least I get a 2x zoom. Probably not headshots, but that's okay. I really love this holographic thermal. A lot of people have asked me, why are you using that thing? Because it's awesome. I love it. It does, at least in my opinion, very good job. Nice refresh rate. You do have that 2x zoom, which for me is enough in most situations. I'm normally engaging stuff at close quarters. And when I'm not, as you saw, I just pull back a little bit. You know, I don't really want to know, Cyrus. I don't even think you can... that's 45. That's heavier. We'll take that. We'll take the shady. Excuse me. But all the gear these smugglers have, it's like full durability stuff. So, if you're in need of gear, this is the time to go get it. Sorry about the coughing, folks. So for lunch, I decided to have some beef jerky and some Talkies. And I had two like the little tiny bags of Talkies. Because if I get a big one, I'll just eat them. Like they're so good. and I don't eat that much Taki. But gotta be careful here. There's even more angles I can get shot from. But anyway, they were spicy, and I'm still kind of recovering from them. They are so tasty, and they hurt so good. But man, those Takis, man. What I wish is I could buy the powder. Like if I could just buy the Taki powder, I'd go put that on meat or something. Season my own jerky with it or something. It tastes so good. Well, this is another serious customer here. Look at this guy. Yeah, his plate's a little screwed up. Unfortunately. Oh, wait. There we go. If you're able to safely being the keyword, I recommend completely looting these guns. No! Oh, shoot! Are you kidding me? My gun jammed at the worst time. Oh, that hurts. I am so messed up now. Oh, I'm so messed up. Oh, God. Well, that's very much in the nature of this game. 0 to 365 in like a couple of seconds. At least I heard the dude, but oh my gosh. Dude, he trashed me. He took out both arms and half of my health was gone from the rest of my limbs. Oh my gosh. You son of a gun, you. And of course, like, first bullet, it decided to jam, so, like, that was real flipping amazing. That's the guy that nailed me. Give me Mr. Brogili. Get out of here. Okay. Now I gotta hope I can patch myself up. And of course, as soon as I start doing surgery on my arm to fix it, I hear the bushes rustling. I need to be super careful. If he comes in here to look for me, I'm dead. I can't do anything while surgerying. Bro. Got him. So, one thing I really love about high pen rounds, you can shoot through a lot of stuff, and I just shot that dude through the container for this connect box. So, yeah, get wrecked, Scav. Oh, I love Eagle Neck. Even if it's not possible to run it as much as I would like. Really? Another one? At least it's at the end of my patching myself up. Yes, your friend's over there dead. And now you can join him in being dead. Oh, that's right. We're streaming to YouTube. I have to say unalived. Because we're all just children that can't handle words. Apparently. So stupid. Could you imagine, like, not really having a grasp on the English language, like you're learning it, and then, like, you're just watching people speaking English streaming, using words like unalived or, you know, like, oh, deleted that person or something. It would make it even more confusing to understand the language. And then you're learning stuff. It's like nobody actually talks like that except for on YouTube. You know, that is a beautiful MDR. Ooh, I want it. What's the ergo on that? That's a 50. Bro. I hear someone. Where are you at? Oh, where is he? There might be another. Based on the sounds. Okay, that's the end of my good ammo. Okay, that guy's down. Now, one thing about PvE Tarkov. You know, a lot of people sleep on it. I get it. They're not getting those awesome fights with, you know, somebody sitting in the corner, kind of pulling a stink rat and killing them from some weird place. And so this is usually considered by a lot of those folks to be an inferior way of playing the game. But for the flaws that the AI does have, having to fight a bunch of them all at the same time, little bit challenging at times. Oh, I will take that SJ6. Thank you. Especially when they're very prone to shooting you in the neck. But I'm also being very thorough looting these guys because I'm trying to do something. I gotta look for keys and stuff, of course. Because by this point, some of these dudes were looting my bodies. Which I don't appreciate. But... yeah. Let's see. That was pretty nice finding that MDR. It's not necessarily one of my go-tos per se these days, but they're not bad. You can get very good statting on a lot of those without really having to mod much, which is good because you can't really mod them very much in general. Here we go. Things kind of... Did I already check this body? I feel like I've seen this gear already. I think homie like looted the guy that I killed and then ran over here. So I'm pretty sure I've seen that gear on another body. That's a scav. Oh, shoot. I don't know what that is way down there. We're gonna say, we're gonna tell him to say hello to my little friend there. What in the devil? Can you just, like, drop? Thank you, sir. Yeah, these are just scavs. So again, picking up the items, putting them on my guy, and searching everything, it's getting some of my skills leveled up. Yeah, it's kind of tedious, but it gets me where I need to be quicker. And actually, I'm very close to getting where I want to be. Stat-wise. So I got a key. I didn't even check that guy. Did I check this guy? I gotta say, I don't think I touched his crowbar. Oh, yellow flare. That's kind of neat. Not really useful to me, but it's neat. Now, if the item is in a bag and you put it on your guy, it will automatically give you the looting XP for putting it on in your guy's possession. So even if you don't feel like looting or searching the bag or whatever, but you want some of the looting XP, I think it goes toward your attention skill. Yeah, just drag her right on. I used to really like that scope. I don't hate it. But I don't like how slow you move around while looking through it. Other than that, I really like that scope. Now maybe you can adjust settings to kind of make up for that. Oh boy. Yeah, that survival lighter's worth a little bit. We'll grab it. Now, if you're using reserve to kind of farm these boxes you have to collect for the event, if you have the key for that, it's RBST. Ooh. Hey, Blicky. I actually maxed one of those out. True story. Yes, I am insane. There's no reason to do that, but I did it anyway. But if you come in here, usually there's at least one of them. And another thing that's nice is, especially if you're running an AK like me, there is a very good chance you'll find ammo for your gun in here that you can then turn around and use to, get rid of some hostiles in the map. Sometimes you get like the higher tier ammo. Not always. Not usually, but sometimes. That's money. I'm gonna sell it. See, here's a locked case. It can spawn there. It can spawn on like any of these like. Usually it's gonna be on top of something. Some kind of green crate thing. Sometimes it'll spawn on top of that too, I think. From what I remember. From playing yesterday. Pretty sure I got a couple there. Dude, we got an AUG A3. Ooh, that's really nice. I think that's an okay suppressor too. Getting the loot. I've never seen more than one spawn in here though. So you may not get more than one, but I've always found at least one case that did spawn in here. good little foregrip there. We could put it on there. I'm not going to, but we could. All right. All right. Just to be a jerk. Watch him just like neck me. Oh, that was... I overcorrected too much there. At night, they have a hard time locating you, which is another reason why I like doing night raids. And that's not even really limited to PvE mode. Because honestly, folks, in PvP mode, I would do pretty much nothing but night raids as well. It just makes it a lot easier. Because yes, people have a harder time seeing you, tracking you, whatever. Which helps your odds of survival. But the other thing is, usually people are going to start running something like night vision. Because they don't like running flashlights. Some do. But usually people are going to run night vision. Well, if you have night vision on, you're not likely going to have anything covering your face. So their face is very vulnerable. And you can go in for a quick one tap. And the helmets that do kind of let you have face protection and everything, you can still get through a lot of them with like a simple pistol. You get some 45 ACP FMJ, you could probably get through if you're lucky, if it's like class 2 or 3. If you've got 45 ACP AP, you're good through 3, and I think it goes through 4 also. I could be wrong. But either way, it's going to get you through most of what's protecting somebody's dome. And that's kind of what I see to be the way to deal with enemies in this game. Go for the head, unless you're going to do like the whole flesh thing. In which case, just take out their legs and or stomach. Ideally, if you can kind of hit them like right in the crotch, you'll really rack up damage. Because once that's blacked out, they're taking a 1.2 times multiplier to the damage that gets dispersed to the rest of their body. It's not too bad. Not too bad. And actually, I've been doing a lot of flesh-based setups. This is the first time in a while I've really been using armor penning rounds. It's just because I wanted to have a reason to use it and use it up on my SAG AK. Normally I'd be running a full auto gun. And I'd be using flesh rounds. I've really been enjoying the hollow points for 5.56. Those are pretty good. You can get the low ricochet ones too, but it will kind of kill your gun quicker because of the BS durability system they have in Tarkov. So that's something to be aware of, but you'll have less ricochet chance for what that's worth. I don't even know if that really matters, because it's not like you're gonna take something that is effectively, a hollow point, or at least has a little bit more pen than a hollow point, and be like trying to pop people in the head. To me, that just seems stupid. And also, if you're gonna go for the leg, usually... Oh my gosh, dude. This game is being so nice to me. I'm a little suspicious because of that. There's got to be a catch here somewhere. You know what? We're gonna do this. I can get power on so I can take D2 out. Oh my gosh, an MGT. What the heck? This run is amazing. Alright, what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, a water filter. Okay. I'll take it. I will gladly take that. That goes in the old safe container. I'm gonna drop that there. That's... Man, I run like the wind now without all that crap weighing me down. It's amazing. I always check down in there because sometimes stuff spawns, motors, and water filters are some of the better things that spawn down there. Sometimes you get, well, you can also get air filters for your hideout, which apparently also spawn in those cases, which doesn't make any sense. I got an air filter out of one of these like little 2x2 guys. I don't know how they fit it in there. I really don't know how they fit it in there, but they're practicing some kind of magic. Because there's no way. And not only that, it's not like you open up the box and there's loot in it. Then there's like little tiny boxes inside of it that you have to cut open. Which is kind of tedious. I don't like that they did it, although I guess maybe it's easy crafting experience. I don't know. But and then it was inside of one of those, and those are 1x2s, so that like makes even less sense. They just kind of went full potato on the logic there, I guess. Do I hear anybody? I always like to check, because when you flip that switch, there's a chance raiders will spawn. And one of the entry points looks like... Now, I have noticed I haven't been seeing them as much during the event, but they do still show up sometimes. Or they'll just spawn in on their own and do their raider thing, but... I'm gonna get some throwing XP. I don't need all these nades on me. Whoops. I gotta... Helps if I see where I'm going. There we go. But yeah, I love running a flashlight on my gun. Now, if I was doing PvP mode, I probably wouldn't be running a flashlight, because that's definitely letting people know where you are. But then again, like, you can blind the heck out of somebody unless they're using a thermal. If they're using a thermal, they can ignore the light. By the way, Panda Man, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Doing something a little bit different today. A little bit of the old Tarkov. You got your head out, sunroof, blasting favorite tunes. I got one thing on your mind. It's not that I'm not streaming Sonic ever again. It's just today, I wanted to do at least a little bit of a Tarkov stream because there's an event going on and I want to do it. And if anybody kind of had questions about it too, kind of offer some advice to them. Granted, I don't really think too many people are going to end up stumbling upon my humble channel in the list of the bajillions of people that stream Tarkov, but you never know. Sometimes it does happen. We might do some Sonic later today. If not, we'll be back to it next week. I might even do another kind of surprise stream in the middle of the week. Just kind of depends what's going on. But I mean, Sonic's what I stream most of the time. I don't want to get burnt out. And I did a fairly long stream yesterday. Played through most of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and I did like 3 or 4 hours of speedrun practice. I think it was closer to 3. And after that, it really just... I was fatigued. I was fatigued. But I did get a lot of new PBs. So if you are interested enough to watch at least the first part of that stream, yeah, I accomplished a lot. Wow, 21 21 enemies downed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 of them being smugglers. Very nice. I'll take that. And I got 1 case and 1 key, so I can open up the next batch. See what kind of stuff we get. Oh, you know what? It says disconnected because it is disconnected. I'm not, I can turn that off for now. That's, I gotta figure out Mania too. I'm gonna get rid of that. And, where's that at? Because I'm not playing with a controller. This game doesn't support controller, and I would be afraid to try to configure one for it. Because, yeah. Stopped in to say hi because you have to go now. Hey, you know what? I appreciate you stopping in to say hi. It means a lot to me. Yeah. Take care. Hopefully catch you next time. Boogeyman, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Doing something a little bit different today, or at least for now. I play mostly Sonic, and that's mostly what I stream, but I do a little bit of Escape from Tarkov. And since there's an event going on today, I thought, you know what, I'll stream this for a bit today. And that's how we got where we are. You know, if I was smart, I'd do that. There we go. But how are you doing? 144. Tell you what, yesterday's stream, for as much as that kind of like started to mentally fatigue me, I think mostly because of Emerald Hill Zone, if I'm being honest. Like, not being able to get those jumps at all yesterday drove me nuts. It was not clicking up in the old cranium for some reason. Oh, that guy posted a bunch of them. I should have waited. Whatever. But other than that, like, so many PBs, so many new PBs yesterday. It was honestly a really good stream. And of course, we finished it off with some Sonic 3 Knuckles, which very much like that game. See, 45 ACP. I don't know. I don't normally use this. There's a bajillion of them on the market too because of the event. Let's just sell them off. Oh, it's being glitchy. That's part of... so we stopped... We didn't finish the entire playthrough. I had to go. Oh yeah, no, Shadow is ridiculous. The homing attack just sets you up to bounce on the bosses like crazy. And why did that was weird. So like, it's fun. It's different. Would I want to do it all the time? No. But he's kind of cool to show off, and because of the movie and people have been hyped for Shadow, I've been playing as him a little bit more when I break out the game. If I'm playing the Angel Island revisited version, just because, you know, people like it. But yeah, he is busted. He is absolutely busted. He has no right being so OP. I guess I'll put that. How many G28s do I want? I can sell this. But I don't know, either later or next week, depends what happens here with this. We'll be back to Sonic. I just don't know if I've got it in me to do more speed runs right now, just because I spent so much time doing them yesterday. And I don't want to get myself to the point where I burn myself out and I don't want to play it. I've done that before, so I try to be careful about that. At some point, I'm going to look into the strats for Hilltop Zone because I think that's the next one I want to learn. I think I want to figure out Hilltop. You know what? I don't even need that in there. I don't even need that in there. So I could put some more. But yeah, I promised I'd do something for somebody yesterday, and things just took too long. We would have been okay if I didn't kind of restart Sonic 3 and Knuckles there a couple of times, or if, you know, Mania just actually behaved for me or whatever. I had so many things go wrong. I really did. But that's how it goes sometimes. Just gotta kind of roll with it. Okay. Play Sonic for like 6 hours a week. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's kind of like I watch people for a couple of reasons. Um so for me, yeah, it's because I play a lot of it and I don't want to like do nothing but play it because I'll burn out. But also, um especially, well, so if I'm watching a speedrunner, I can kind of see what they do, right? I can kind of see what they do and learn from them, right? Um, because like I'm new to all the speedrunning stuff, and I just really want to learn the tricks and everything. And so I gotta kind of take notes, if you will, right? Um, I don't know why I'm being so anal about how all this stuff is arranged. That's kind of weird. But anyway, let's open this case. Oh, I gotta take those keys out of my container. Shoot. I gotta wait for this to load. Yeah, no, true. It can definitely be inspiring watching other people play. I feel that, especially like when I was making my videos and stuff. I need to get back into that. I have a very hard time motivating myself to sit down and actually record and edit for video. I also had a bunch of stuff happen too, trying to work on the more recent one, and it just kind of got ticked off and said, "Okay, fine, end the heck with this." But I need to revisit that project. Um, but but yeah, a lot of times I'm just kind of like watching people taking notes, and I kind of want to understand both the origins and the OG version of the game. So I do mess with both. Admittedly, Origin's a lot easier, I think, to play because of the way that certain things work as far as the physics go. Um, I enjoy the OG version more in general. It's just harder to speedrun, at least for me. And that's coming from somebody that doesn't really speedrun either, you know, hasn't tried to speedrun either game beforehand, and knows both versions of the game pretty well as far as just trying to play them. Come on, open up. This thing's freezing up hard. Let's unlock them both. What the heck? All right, let's see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna relaunch this game. I don't know why it's freezing up. It's killing me, and I am not patient enough for that. So it does have some memory leak issues. But also, I like watching newer people, or at least folks that don't know the game inside out as well. So I kind of like both extremes. With the newer folks, it kind of gives me an appreciation for how much I do know about the game because I grew up with those. Like I still have my Sega Genesis. I still have my Sonic games and everything, right? I grew up with those games. I love those games. Um, and I went through the struggles as a child learning how to play through them. And this was like before we had the internet and YouTube, and you could just watch a video and somebody would show you what to do. Like you had to figure this crap out on your own, which in some ways I kind of miss that, and I kind of don't. I'm kind of like either way with it, honestly. Because I think there's value in having to kind of struggle and learn things on your own. But at the same time, too, like if you're going to take it from a casual, I just want to sit down and like take my mind off of everything that sucks and have fun. I understand wanting to sit down and say, F it, I'll watch a video and use that to figure out what I need to do. Like I kind of understand both sides of that. Um, but before YouTube, like you had to figure that stuff out on your own. If you wanted to learn like cheat codes or something, you had to either have access to some like gaming channel or something on TV, which that was kind of like not really much of a thing. Like it existed, yeah, but it also wasn't very prevalent. Or you had to be subscribed to some kind of gaming magazine, right? Um, and then those would have sometimes like a short article about a game and say, like, here's a cheat code for whatever. You press these buttons at this point, and whatever. You had to visit a bookstore for that. Yeah, exactly. It took more effort if you wanted to have your hand held, right? And to some degree that made it more worth it. It made it kind of less lazy than like turning on your phone and just saying what's the level select code for Sonic 2, right? And then it just brings those up. Oh yeah. Absolutely keep those. I miss that. I miss like the old like strategy. The strategy guides were the big thing too, right? We had those things. Those were pretty cool. I still have like bits and pieces of some of mine, but time has not been kind to them, unfortunately. But it took a lot more effort if you're going to try to use external resources to learn something like that. And then maybe right, like if you had, I don't know, this legendary thing called dial-up internet, right? You could go onto a web page which it might take 10-15 minutes to load. It might have a bunch of ads. It might even give you a virus for all you know. Right? But you could go online and try to find stuff. I still remember one time, I can't remember if it was Pokemon. Maybe it was Digimon. I don't know. It was a game. I was trying to like look up codes for it, and I clicked on a web. Yeah, 56K. But I tried to look up codes for the game and stuff. Like I just look up cheats Because that's another thing too. Like once you beat the game, what do you do? Oh, well, like you could cheat and do a bunch of like stuff you couldn't do before, right? Like that's kind of neat. Sometimes you get a little bit more enjoyment out of the game. Now everyone wants to cheat as soon as they get the game, and then beat the game, and then complain that the game was too short or something, right? Um, but yeah, you'd put a little bit of effort into beating it, and then maybe look up cheats later on to go and like mess around maybe in debug mode or something, right? If the game had one. Download a card for speed. 2 minutes. Took 15 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I'm gonna need another money case if I keep getting pulls like this. What the heck, man? This is crazy. But yeah, so I was trying to find cheats for whatever game and ended up getting a virus that was popping up a bunch of naked women on the screen. And yeah, that freaked out my grandmother a little bit because she was with me when it happened. I still remember she called her son up on the phone. It was like, hey, there's this thing happening with the computer, and she's all like freaking out. It was pretty funny. And of course, like, she couldn't hear that well, so she had the phone turned up. And I still remember, like, she told my uncle, like, you know, that stuff was popping up, and he's like, all right. Like, I could hear him say that through the phone. That ticked her off even more. Oh my god, good times. Oh man, definitely those were different times back then for sure. Oh boy, were they ever. Okay, we got one contraband. I wish I got more out of it, but whatever. Let's do this. We'll open up the rest of these boxes and then go back out on the hunt. But excuse me. Grandma didn't leave it that way. No, I don't even know if he was home when that happened. I really don't. I don't think he was. He missed that whole thing. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But my uncle ended up coming over and like looking at it and fixing it. Cuz he was the only person with any real computer experience out of anybody else in the family. You know, of course I was a wee lad back then. I didn't know anything. You know, but then like again, like the video stuff wasn't really a thing. People weren't doing so much like, you know, there wasn't like really YouTube and Let's Plays and all of that, right? At best, you might go to like, was it Game Winners? It was like Game something. And people would write like text guides, some of them very well written. Like, I gotta be honest, seeing how some people try to communicate with words, whether verbally or on paper, you know, they would not be capable of making any of those guides. I can tell you that. But you know, some well-written guides though would be available that you could look at and, you know, ultimately figure out what you needed to do. But again, you had to go online, look for it, and, you know, let the page load and everything. And then you had to be patient and sit there and actually read it. Imagine that, right? Like actually having to read stuff and understand words and again, put a little bit more effort into it than just watching a video. Again, video is more convenient. I get it. That would generally be my preferred method of getting information too. But you can't replace something that's just like well written. You have to actually sit and read and understand it. Ooh, that's some good stuff. VMAX, not so much. We're not gonna keep that. Okay, put that in there. Nice. No, absolutely. You are right about that. Some games, like, you really, like, you won't, in a reasonable amount of time, figure out what you need to do unless you use a guide. No, that is 100% true. Um, and a lot of those games, too, like, you might beat them, but you're not going to see, like, all the hidden stuff, right? Like, I could be playing Final Fantasy Tactics on my PlayStation 1. I would never know that I could get all of those hidden characters like Cloud and some of the other folks if I didn't go online and find a guide that told me about it. It just wouldn't happen. Diablo, dude, Diablo 2. Oh man. Oh, freaking I love Diablo. I So same uncle that had to fix my computer. He was big into Diablo, and he had excuse me, jeez, I'm dying over here apparently. He was big into Diablo, and when I'd go over to his place, he'd pretty much always be playing it and stuff, and I thought it was really neat. And eventually, years later, I had a job and everything, and I kind of really didn't even really think about the game, and oh, don't do that to me, game. And I saw they were still selling the battle chest for Diablo 2, so I bought it for myself. Later on, I ended up getting a copy of the game for my younger brother too, and we'd play it online together. Kind of, we used what was it, Hamachi, I think. Where did my stuff go? That's kind of weird. Okay. That glitched hard. Um... Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Not a big deal. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, Sonic 1, definitely, especially for a kid, right? Very challenging game. Very challenging game. Even today, I'll see people, again, streaming on Twitch. Sometimes people that aren't super familiar with some of those games. But again, for me, it's mostly Sonic because I don't really, besides maybe a little bit of Metroid, I don't normally care to watch people play stuff. But yeah, you had to learn from trial and error, and it wasn't like today too, right? Like you play Sonic Origins, you have infinite lives. You can just try over and over and over. The games were kind of like a slightly nicer format than your arcade games, right? In fact, a lot of the games that we got were like modified versions of arcade games. Oh, speaking of arcade games, oh man. I don't know if you ever got the chance to play this. It used to be in, I think, one of the super Walmarts that my family would go to on occasion because it was kind of far away. But they had an arcade version of Area 51, and I picked the wrong map. Why did I come here? Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oh boy. I mean, I might not die, but this is not where I wanted to be. I done goofed. Alright, well, anyway. It is what it is. Guess if nothing else, it adds a little bit of variety. Doing a different map. Ooh. But I thought it was so cool because it had like the actual guns. Why do I keep getting reduced XP? Like automatically for that skill. The game's doing something and I don't appreciate it. Oh, and it's daytime. Oh boy. But eventually ended up getting released on PlayStation 1, which was really cool. And I played the heck out of it. Now, of course, I didn't have the guns. You could use your controller, and that's what I did, but it was still really awesome. It's probably one of my favorite arcade games to play that was an actual arcade game. Oh boy, junk. But it's XP, so we'll take it. I hurt my leg a little bit. Stepping on that razor wire. Oh boy, that sounds close. But yeah, either way, you had the trial and error, you would get game overs and eventually you'd learn how to play the game. You'd get through it. It felt like, quite an achievement. A lot of the games these days, it's not quite the same feel. It doesn't really feel like you've achieved anything when you beat them because they're a lot easier. They give you a lot of extra tries and stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily like a challenge chaser myself or anything. But even still, I can appreciate the sense of accomplishment for kind of getting through a game that was, difficult. Like Mario, you brought up. Mario, I thought was a lot harder than Sonic because it's like you had some very, very particular jumps you would have to make or you go into the pit and die. You had to know when you needed to run and jump or just when to do a normal walk and jump. And you might be landing on like a 1-block space. So you didn't have like a lot of extra room or anything. Like the games just made you get good. If you wanted to beat them. Crap. Stand still, darn it. Makes it harder to kill you. Never beat a Mario game. Well, hey. I mean, again, they are a bit more challenging. So, it is understandable. Oh yeah, Sonic is a lot easier. It also feels faster paced, even like, the original Sonic games feel faster paced. That dude's on the other side of the wall somewhere. I made him bleed, I think. There's a little splatter there. I like how that shows up in the thermals. That's actually a good attention to detail. Because the blood would be warm. I think it's funny, though, how I go from playing Sonic to this. Again, very family-friendly game. And, everything. Really not threatening, and then I'm playing Tarkov where there's like blood and people swear at you in Russian and it's good stuff. Okay. But yeah, some of the Mario games are tough. I had a different uncle that liked Mario, and he showed me some tricks. Because you could, like, the original Mario Brothers game, you could beat that in, like, an hour or so, or you could beat it in like 2 or 3 hours, depending on how good you were. Oh my god, what was that? What? Dude, it sounded like something blew up. Did I get hurt? No, I didn't. Oh my god. I am very concerned now. This game has this tendency to go from 0 to 100 in a matter of like 0.1 second. A little bit concerned. Oh, there is a person around somewhere. I can't see a thing, but he's around somewhere. Oh, I don't know where he's at. I might have to give me a few hours, beat it now, but because I watched hundreds of speedruns. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing, like watching other people play and stuff like that. Definitely. Oh, I have to set a thing here. I didn't realize that. Cool. And that's kind of what would happen, right? Like a lot of times too. I remember, go again visit a family member, like a cousin or something, and they'd have a game that I'd have, and we'd take turns playing it until we figured out how to get through it, or hmm, I don't like the sound of that. I am a little concerned. Anyway, or maybe again, cousin or friend or something, you go over to their house and they figured out how to get past a boss or something, right? Like they figured it out, or maybe one of them, they had one of those strategy guides. Their parents bought it for them or something. And suddenly now all of the secrets have been revealed, right? Like let's see. I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of, I don't know. I think gaming in general, and this might just be, I'm the old guy that, has the rose colored glasses that looks at everything from the past, says, see, it was better back then than it is now. The damn kids ruined everything, and get off my lawn. Um, but, gaming was very different back then. It also was meant to be challenging. It was meant to be its own thing. It wasn't, yes, it was a product to be consumed, right? But I think a lot of care went into these games. Not that none goes into any games these days, but I mean, the graphics have gotten better, but the quality of the game itself, oh my goodness. I think someone tried to just shoot me. That was kind of rude. What did I do to that guy, huh? We're just gonna crawl. Here's somebody running. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it had to be enough of a challenge, right? But, you know, that's the thing, like, games have become more of, like, I don't want... Like, I don't really want to say dumbed down, necessarily, but I guess you could also say that. Um... Bro, you need to chill on trying to... You don't gotta send me to the morgue, guy. I'm getting out of here. Oh my god, where is he at? But, you know, like, they're trying to make these games appeal to more people. And most people don't have the time or the patience um, to sit there for hours on end to figure out how to do something in a game. It's just, it is what it is, right? Ow! Bro, we can talk this out. Don't gotta kill me. Oh. I need, like, cover. I need to heal myself. I don't know if I killed his buddy, but if he's not dead, he's very hurt. Well, yeah, people want to get their money's worth out of it too, right? And then, like today now, people want different stuff. You know, what is worth their money has kind of changed a little bit, right? As like graphics and things have gotten better, the time it you know the budgets for creating these games have gotten bigger. You know, it's kind of things have changed a bit. Let's repack that magazine. Let's do... But in general, I've seen most games kind of get easier. You know, there's more hand holding, which some people appreciate, other people do not. And I can understand why. Did I? Oh my god, he tried to throw a nade at me. I almost didn't hear that. Woo! That was close. Well, people have less patience, but also I think they consider, like, they don't have as much time either. Now, some of that might be just poor time management, admittedly. But they want to sit down for, like, maybe anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour and have some kind of sense that they accomplished something in the game. Right? They want something to show for it. Oh, I know where you are, buddy. I'll switch spots. Oh, jeez! Ah! Oh, God, I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm dead. That sucks. Oh, there was two more guys, and one was inside, one was outside. That was... Oh, that was not good, especially being mid-reload. Oh... Yeah, I guess I was due for a death, but dang, dude. People have less patience and less self-confidence. I mean, I would agree that I think a lot of people do... it was a team of U-Sex. That's what I get for accidentally picking that map. I knew it was going to go badly. This event, like, really made that map suck to play. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of people probably don't, but I mean... You know, society's kind of changed too, right? A lot. So the way that people view themselves and the rest of society has changed a lot. And let's face it, I mean, things are easier in general now. I mean, yes and no. I mean, like this game right here, had I had a healthy amount of fear and caution, I might have still survived that. Granted, I was still being pretty careful. Um, there's a balance, right? Now, to your point, though, to your point, I think I have a story that'll kind of go with that. So I was watching this guy. He's not super familiar with like the Sonic games. He likes them, and apparently he has a girlfriend that's into them too. So he lucked out there finding somebody that's into the games. But anyway, he was trying to play through Origins, and let's see, do that, and do that. Hey, I have more space now. Look at that. I love it. But yeah, he's trying to play through Origins. Clearly, there's some things he didn't know. Now, what I found was because he wasn't familiar with the game, yes, he wasn't that confident trying to fight the boss. But he was being super duper careful, like to the point where he wasn't really. His caution was getting him killed. Like he was trying to do Mecha Sonic 2 in Death Egg Zone, right? And he was not getting close enough to Mecha to actually hit him. So like he's missing all these cycles, and of course, the longer any fight goes, the more the higher your chances are that you're going to eventually screw up and take a hit, which you can't do there because that fight is you have no rings. So he was making it significantly harder for himself, and I'm like, you're gonna have to get closer to him, like in his face, and try to hit him. And I mean, yeah, eventually he did, but it took him a while to kind of get himself up to the point where he was willing to do that. Now, of course, once he did, he was solid. But he just was not comfortable with doing that right away, and that kind of hindered his progress a little bit. That sucks so bad I got knocked out like that. But do I have? Yeah, I've got a thermal. Oh yeah, this AK kind of got beat up. What's the dirt? Ooh, it's at 90. I mean, that's okay, but it is going to. Oh, this is the wrong. This is the wrong thing. Oh, I shouldn't have grabbed this one. Oops. This goes with my M4. Shucks, darn it. Oh, that's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's going to cause space issues for me. Let's do this. I go to put ammo in the mag, and it's like, this won't fit. Why is that? Oh. Makes sense. It's the wrong gun. Fear gets punished. Yeah. It gets punished in old games, but like you still have to also kind of sit back to some degree sometimes, at least with bosses, right? And like learn their attack patterns. So it's kind of like a little bit of a mix of both, the way that I see it. But yeah, you got to be willing to kind of get in there a lot of times and just duke it out with whatever enemy it is. That is for sure. I think I turned in the one thing. Is this a 6? That's a 6. I think those cap at 50. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a class 6 in the front for more protection. Yeah, I think that'll work. But, you know, the other thing too is I think really in general, with society, I mean, people are kind of taught to fear a lot. And maybe some of that translates to, you know, playing video games too, right? You know, everything. It doesn't, you know, regardless what your beliefs and all of that is, you can't deny that like fear is one of the biggest things being sold to people. You know, whether, you know, it might be for a good reason or not. It's always kind of that message, be afraid of whatever. Um and like if you do that to people over a long enough period of time, you're gonna mess with those people. You know, they are going to be afraid. They aren't going to go and do things. Um, you're kind of hindering them. And you know, they want to talk about like this one always gets me. Yeah, they want to talk about like how important mental health is and everything. Well, like I've got a really good suggestion that might help people with their mental health. Okay, it's not sign up for some kind of scam service where you talk to somebody over the phone. They pretend to give a crap about you and listen to you moan about your problems and then tell you that everybody in the past that wronged you is a horrible person and you're better than them and you should like, you know, go and tell those people to pound rocks, which is actually unfortunately what happens with a lot of such services. I can tell you that having to deal with people that go to therapy, as they call it, and get professional help. The I know many people in my family that have done that, and they end up becoming very hateful individuals. You know, they start digging up stuff that happened like literally forever ago, and they're like, "I remember when you did that thing, and you know what? I hate you for it. You're a terrible person." And that is not like that doesn't help anybody. Now it's like I'm going like on a tangent. This isn't even what I was going to talk about, but like I could go on a whole other tangent on that. My point is though, you know, people are getting this messaging that they need to be afraid of everything. They got to be afraid of themselves. You know, if they look in a mirror and they see something that looks like them, it's something to be scared of. They are they are Punxsutawney Phil, you know. So, but you tell people that they got to be afraid of everything, and they do end up being afraid of everything. It's going to give them PTSD. And I think that's one reason why so many people have trouble. I think you have a lot of folks that actually do have PTSD that's undiagnosed. You know, generally, like traditionally, when you mention PTSD, people just think of like, you know, veterans in the military and stuff, but anybody can have PTSD. You just have to be under enough stress for a long enough time that it affects you. And there's a lot of folks, even like especially young folks, that really struggle with that, and it messes with them. It really messes with them. And then, you know, sometimes people look at it and be like, wow, they're acting really weird, like they're stupid and young, but really it's a side effect of what they've been exposed to a lot of times, and people don't realize it. But yeah, I don't know. I wish society was more about building people up, you know, kind of getting them to want to stand on their own 2 feet, be a little bit more bold in their actions, and really train people to be leaders, right? People who are going to stand up. Not the person that's just gonna sit behind a desk, tell their boss, yes sir, no sir. Well, I mean, honestly, there's not really so much no sir. It's yes sir, and just do the job, and sit down and shut up. Like they've taught people to kind of taught people that they're useless, and then try to teach them to be useless in the grand scheme of things. And if you try to do anything to change your situation, then everything bad's gonna happen, so don't even bother. I really despise that. It is so damaging to people, and it holds them back. And it dumbs society down too. This is why, like on YouTube, which I also stream to, if you I don't really care. Like I can drop this streaming stuff at any time. This is a hobby. But like words like kill, right? Come at me, YouTube. Words like kill, it'll get you demonetized or maybe your video removed or something, right? So now we do like this like 4-year-old thing where it's like you're not allowed to swear. You're gonna like invent words that kind of sound like the swear word or something to or at least something to use instead. So now it's you unalived somebody or ended them. Yeah, like it sounds so childish that we have to do that. And that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't make anybody better. You're not improving anyone's life by doing that. That's a big one. See, you got me on in rant mode now. Just gonna sit here and play some Tarkov. Next thing I know, I'm ranting about everything. Sometimes that's the fun of it, though. It's not the destination, it's the journey that is more entertaining, But let's see, I should have some FMJs somewhere in here, I think. Yes, I do. Super. Pick up. What? There we go. But yeah, I mean, it drives me nuts. I was actually talking to somebody earlier about that. The fact that there's like all these forbidden words that you can't say if you're on YouTube, or you get, Mama YouTube comes and smacks you, makes you eat a bar of soap, Now you can't say that. Naughty, naughty. Get over yourself. Like, for real. It's so ridiculous. But again, it's like, who is that supposed to help? You telling me like a kid doesn't understand the concept? Like, they might not fully understand what killing somebody is, but at the same time, probably especially thanks to video games, they can kind of figure it out pretty quick. Like you're not like saving anybody. If anything, like that was an opportunity for them to learn the language more. What does this mean? Oh, it means that. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, I can stack those. Gotta love inventory Tetris. But alright, I think for the most part, game crashes, you get an unalive screen. Yeah, an unalive screen. And like, here's the thing too. So again, I was talking to somebody about this today, actually, just before I went live, with a friend of mine that he's been streaming the Final Fantasy games and everything. And like, could you imagine let's say like I don't know, you're in Japan or something, and maybe you don't like you kind of know English a little bit, but you don't know it well. You definitely don't understand like how people talk, and you want to like come here to visit or live here, right? And so what do? You look at media that maybe, you know, is in that language to kind of like get an idea, a handle on society. So you watch somebody on YouTube, and every time like he kills somebody in Call of Duty, he's like, I unalived that guy. I ended him, you know. I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, it's code word for that, but like literally nobody talks like that. So then this individual goes out, right? They go out and they're like talking to somebody, like having a real conversation, and you know, like, oh yeah, I was reading that story in the paper that this guy unalived this dude in an alley. Like, people are gonna look at him like he's an idiot. And be like, well, I thought that's how you guys talk. You know, like they're gonna be under the wrong impression. So I mean, like it kind of it hinders people. Well, I mean, frag, at least frag kind of makes sense, right? Because like it comes from the idea of like throwing a grenade at somebody and blowing them up with it or killing them with it, right? At least for like a shooter, frag makes sense, and that was like kind of the terminology that was used, and that was before like all this crazy censorship and you know everything that we've got now. Um, but yeah, no, this stuff like it is a beast all in itself. All right, give me one moment, folks. Gonna do something real quick here, and then we'll go back into raid and cause some more havoc or die trying, one or the other. Let me see. Let's do. There we go. All right, I am back. So without further delay, let's get back in here and pop some skulls. Let's see. King bloody bloody shooting games should not be for young kids. I mean, they really weren't meant to be for kids necessarily. But like here's another thing, right? We can just kind of work our way down the list of everything that is wrong or perceived to be wrong with the world. So you know, they don't want the kids. I still remember too, especially after some of the school mass casualty events, right? They were like violent video games. Now, I don't really buy that, to be honest. I as a kid never thought, hey, this kid's bullying me and I play Doom or Diablo 2, so I'm gonna go and do the things I do in the video game to real people. If nothing else, playing those games, kind of, if you do this, then this happens to the person. That's not good. But I mean, even if you take the video games out of the equation, right? I mean, you see this stuff on normal TV. You see this stuff in the movies, right? And now with the prevalence of the internet, I know a lot of people, they'll be like, well, if your kid finds stuff that they shouldn't be getting into online, it's your fault. You were a failure as a parent and, whatever. Like, you suck, right? The problem I have with that is you can't, as a parent, supervise your kid 100% of the time, right? Yeah, we were talking about lack of confidence and everything, right? They invented a term called helicopter parent because they were always hovering over their kids. That did not do well for a lot of those kids. Having the parents always looming over them, watching out, and not letting them kind of learn to get along by themselves. It stunted a lot of those kids a bit. Not gonna say all, but a lot of them, yeah, it had negative effects on them. That will maybe affect them the rest of their life. The intention might have been good. But you can't deny that, there were some unintended consequences that are very bad. I mean, to a degree it does. I think for the most part, the parents need to be doing the raising, right? Because I feel like when that saying, which I do kind of agree with, gets used, people take it as, well, the parents don't really have anything to do with it, or at least as, they shouldn't have as much as some want, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think the majority of the responsibility is on those parents. They gotta take their kid and make sure that they grow up to become a responsible and productive member of society, because society really doesn't want to and shouldn't have to sit there and take care of your kid because you didn't teach them the skills that they needed to be successful. Now, again, a kid can fail for other reasons. Maybe the parent didn't suck at their job. I mean, there's responsibility everywhere, but at the end of the day, if it's your kid, you have a duty to that kid to make sure that they're good to go. By the time they're leaving the house, they better know how to pay their bills, how to manage their money, how to act in society, how to have some kind of, employment so they can take care of themselves. That really shouldn't be up to Joe down the road. There are some things, yes, it's fine in the village can teach the kids. There's some lessons that maybe the kids will only learn from the villagers, right? There's certain situations that they'll only be in if they're not with family members and stuff, right? I mean, that's just it is what it is. Um, there's reasonable expectations there. But again, it's also on the parents to make sure that those kids get those experiences, that the kids go out into the village and interact with other people, and they don't just like lock them up in the room because they're afraid that they're going to access a computer somewhere and find hentai or something. You know what I mean? Like it's unreasonable in every way conceivable. Um, that's kind of where I'm coming from with it. Uh, but and you've got the parents that genuinely just don't care. But you've got ones that do, and maybe to some it doesn't look like they do because they kind of let their kids run off and actually experience the world to some degree without them being hovered over, which I don't think is necessarily a terrible thing. Um, let's see. I gotta watch out here. Don't need. Well, yeah, nobody can be like you're never 100% safe from everything, right? There's always risk. Life is risky. And sometimes you get very lucky and other times you don't. That is for sure. Ooh, this has good plates. I need to get out with that if I can. Oh, absolutely. And that's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. It just depends what you want the kids exposed to or not exposed to. I remember when I was in. This is not like a good place for me to be doing this. I'm taking some very stupid risk here. And if I die, it is entirely my own fault. I can't even get mad at the game. Um, but there was a kid every year in middle school, every year in high school. He lost his computer privileges because he would go into the library and look for hentai. And then he'd print it off. Now, where he really messed up was he would forget he printed it off, and then the librarian lady would find it and be like, "What the heck?" and report it, and then they'd track it back to him. But he did that like every year. Again, like the people are like, "Oh, the parents have to always have an eye on them and stop them from doing." The parent can't be with the kid in the school. Like that's not a realistic expectation. Like, go ahead and try and see where that gets you. Probably escorted out. Yo. But, and that's kind of like where I will cut, the parents some slack where a lot of other people wouldn't. It's like, not everybody is just terrible or doesn't care. There are things that you cannot, there are times you can't be there to police what the kid does. And you know what? The kid sometimes needs to fall down and scrape their knee. They need to sometimes get themselves in trouble to learn a lesson that you otherwise wouldn't let them learn because you're hovering over them. Who didn't put porn on? I mean, like, I didn't. I was super behaved in class and stuff. But I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of kids probably do that stuff, And I mean, like, even back in the day before the internet, I'm sure you had that one kid that found dad's, dirty magazines, right? Under the bed or something, and was like, hey, I kind of like this. And brought it to school to show his friends. And, like, hey, guys, look what I found. Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like, that stuff is, like, prevalent to the point where you don't even have to be going out of your way to look for it. It's there. I almost got in trouble once in school. Um, it was high school, and it was like an English class or whatever the heck they called it. I can't remember. But we were doing some kind of project where we had to like make a poster thing. I don't what was the website even called? But anyway, we had to make like these poster things that had to do with a particular like subject matter. It was like some kind of poem or something, I think. Right. And I Googled barbed wire. And I got a picture of a naked chick with like a barbed wire tattoo on her arm. And the teacher's like, what are you doing on that computer? And I'm like, I'm literally doing the assignment you gave me. But yeah, because of the availability of that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, the kids are getting exposed to stuff a lot sooner than they normally would. Um, which I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I kind of wish society kind of. Ooh, I gotta watch out for those guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know who it was. It was the picture thing that came up. Um. All right, got him. Oh God. No. Oh, they're having a. It's like the OK Corral down there. This is why I like sniping. I get to sit there and watch them throw lead at each other, and then I just go pop, pop, you all lose. Let's see. Let's. I'll put that big stack in it. Oh, come on. Oh, God! That's a shotgun. And that's. Oh, boy. That was a little bit closer than I would have preferred, but okay. Even with the zoom, I was alright. Da, 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 da. What about you? You have junk on you. But that still gets me loot XP. Good night. Sleep tight. Ooh, those are the tracers. Theoretically, I should be able to see the tracer through the thermals. Okay. Oh, this is a guy I already searched. Same with this guy. kind of disappointed that my smugglers didn't have a key. Kind of need that. Um... Oh, there's a guy here. I don't think I hit this dude. I think that was somebody else's doing. But I think I'm safe for now. But yeah, I don't know. In general, in society's just kind of too coddled, and people just aren't given an opportunity to actually like build any character at all, and it's very unfortunate. You know, I don't know why the general consensus is it is best for society to reduce everybody to the lowest common denominator and treat them all like they're children. And then they grow up and they don't they don't function right or well. And then everyone's like, why are all these terrible things happening? Why is stuff falling apart? I don't know. You tell me. Is that a guy? Oh, it is. Oh. I think that was his leg. Oh, wait. Oh, I heard somebody else. I can't tell if those are bullet holes or like heat signatures from a guy. Let's see. Well, let's throw something. No reaction. I'm gonna say that was just probably should really scout that out, but I'm gonna take a little bit of risk there by not just give myself some more time to work with. There should be another. I guess there's. Oh, that guy got looted by somebody. His vest is sitting there. Oh. Alright. There we go. Alright, cool. I think. Well, it looks like I. Ooh, wait, I saw some. I love using thermals in this game because it. Not that if you were sharp and really on the ball, you couldn't figure out things. See that, there's some people in places, but like it is so much easier when they just glow red. Ooh, there's some gun shoots going on there. I don't like that. Wonder if that's the boss, actually. Okay. Maybe it was a light that I shot after all. I don't know, or it was this dude in the leg. Oh, this is a smuggler. It depends on what's going on. This is definitely not like a Call of Duty-esque game. But you can end up in some more serious fights because I'm playing by myself, and I'm doing. It just kind of depends what I'm doing. I am working on a task, so what I'm trying to do is kill what I need to kill and get out without drawing too much attention to myself. At least that's my goal. You're dead. Ooh, that's another one. Actually, kind of. Probably taking on more risk than I really need to be trying to... Oh. I heard you sneaking around. Where you at? He didn't know exactly where I was. I hear somebody. Crap. There's two of them. Get out of here. And that's another reason why I'm trying to be a little bit quiet too in the game. Obviously, I'm just ranting and stuff. But I want to be able to listen for people because sound is very important in this. What's in here? Vodka, a safe key. I'll drink that vodka. And that's probably the reason too why I'm going at night. It's harder for people to see you at night. And not another guy. If you don't come in prepared, prepare to get wrecked. Oh, shoot. No! Oh, crap. Crap! Oh, good thing he shot me in the vest. If he wasn't using a shotgun, I probably would have been... Well, he must be kind of... Oh, it depends on the shotgun he's using. Can I do... Where's he at? Where are you at, buddy? Oh, that's good. I want that. Let's see if we can get him to move. No, he's not right there. Where did he go? He moved. But yeah, this is a game where it's pretty easy to die into. Really just depends what you get shot with and where. Ooh, energy drink. I'm gonna have to find them. Okay, that door's shut. So you'd have to open it. Got you. Where's your friend? Oh, I can still see your leg. There's another guy around. Oh no, he was behind me. Oh god. And this is why I wear heavy plates when I go in. But that one is pretty much trashed at this point. He even punched through it a little bit. I took some damage from that. Also, the fact that you have to repack your bullets manually in the magazines slows things down quite a bit. You can't just, like, again, do the Call of Duty thing, mag dump, and then reload, and then magically all of your ammo is in the magazines. Ooh, a surgery kit. Yeah. Let's try this. But total kills, I have quite a few. In this raid, I've gotten a lot of people. It's actually... That's why I come in with a bunch of ammo. But I use cheaper ammo, so if I die, it's easier to replace. That's why it's taking me so many bullets to kill these folks, and why I'm trying to aim for the head. Probably the most expensive thing on my guy is this scope, or this sight. He took that off of somebody. Oh, that's a full... I'm gonna take that. Oh, a sugar. I need that a lot. That is a rare thing. And I found some coffee. All right. I gotta try to get out of here. Here's the guy he looted. Does he have a key on him? Dang it. You cheap son of a gun, you. I don't need that ammo. Also, this map is fairly large. It's not the biggest map ever, but it's fairly large. And there's also an underground area. I've really only been like maybe a fourth of the above ground area this whole time. Oh, somebody shut this door. That shouldn't be shut. Didn't hear anybody move. They probably moved on. The only problem is now I announced I'm here. Oh, this is bad because I get my legs taken out. That'd actually be a good spot. Wait for someone to come down those steps. Just nail them in the legs with some anti-flesh rounds. Oh, another sugar. That's an AI. Dude. Oh, come on. If that was a person, I might have been screwed. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe after this raid, I'll open up this box, see what I got out of it, and do some Sonic. Okay. He has a lot of stuff. He picked up... That means there's some bodies around here somewhere. Okay, that's money. Oh my gosh. There's so much. Shut that. In case anyone's camping that doorway. I don't see anybody. Where's that guy that dude looted? He did not spawn with 2 guns. I know better than that. Turn the power on. Hopefully not get raider spawns. We'll see. Where are we at? Oh gosh, yeah, I'm almost out of time. I was in here that long. Okay, nobody's in there. Nobody's in there. Oh, you're dead. I don't really know any Sonic 3 and Knuckles stuff. I have not tried that yet. I haven't done Sonic 1 either. So I haven't. Some food, that's good. The other reason why you want to be careful in this game is, you know, if you get shot by something and you survive, you could get a heavy bleed, a light bleed, or you could have some kind of a fracture from the bullet. And then you have to take care of all of that. There's quite a bit that goes on with this. It just really serves you better to be more tactical about things. And it's not uncommon for people to like sit around corners and stuff and try to ambush you, because if they hear you, especially if they hear you before you hear them, they'll just kind of hold a angle and try to get you. I don't know. I think I need to kind of more master my Sonic 2 stuff. What I want to do is more consistently get freaking Emerald Hill Zone jumps. Like Emerald Hill Zone 1, I don't know why I'm having so much darn trouble with that. It's driving me nuts. And the fact that I couldn't make those jumps pretty much at all last stream really annoyed me. I think that was the main thing that just kind of made me go, all right, like everything else is good, but I'm tired of messing with this. I'm calling it GG. I'm guessing that's what you speedrun Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Or do you do multiple games? I mean, you know Sonic 2, because you told me that trick with the in Mystic Cave 1 there. You had me go to that middle platform instead of going up through the spring, so which worked very well. Why is this thing wrong coat? I should be okay to loot these. Oh, the other thing too is sometimes people carry impact grenades. So if they see you, they'll just throw an impact grenade, and by the time you realize it's there, you're dead. You refuse to. I mean, fair enough. Well, speedrunner or not, you understand tricks that are used by speedrunners. So, what games then have you kind of studied up on? Because again, I mean, you're saying Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so you must do stuff there. And you know at least some things about Sonic 2, at least Mystic Cave Zone. So you're a score player. Okay, so you're trying to get like the highest score that you can get when you run through then. How many smugglers did I get? One. Wow, okay. Cool. Cleaned house. May not prove being fast. Well, Origins isn't a bad game to do that on either, because it does keep track of your time, which is really nice. That's kind of why I've been focusing more on Origins, doing all the speedrunner stuff. You know, again, my goal is not really to become the best in the world, but I want to understand what people are doing and be able to do it because it will make some of the runs quicker, at least if I'm not going for like 100% runs. And honestly, I think it's just more entertaining to see sometimes. You know, instead of kind of chugging along and beating a game in an hour or 50 minutes to an hour. Oh yeah, beat that in like a half hour. Which for a lot of people would still be very impressive. Surprised that guy had an HK. Did he even fire that? Oh, well, no, he didn't. It's max health. Max durability. Nice. Might have to play with that later. Oh, I don't want that in there. Running out of places to put items. This is not good. It's slightly damaged, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay enough. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, hey, that's still cool. One thing I really do appreciate about speedrunning is the fact that you get a lot of exposure to the physics of the game because you have to understand how things work so you can take advantage of them. Like the slope jumps. You know, I didn't really know slope jumping was a thing until I started doing these runs. Doom, Duke, Nukes, Teamer, Predators, I'm a speedrunner. Fair enough. Dude, Duke Nukem is awesome. I freaking love Duke Nukem. I don't even think they could make a Duke Nukem game these days. I know they had that one that came out like a while back and a bunch of people like freaked out. Oh, they are just stuffing the market with stuff. These are selling pretty quick though. what was the last one? I think the last one wasn't it Duke Nukem Forever. I think that's the one that they have on Steam. But I played like I remember the first one I played. It was on the I think it was just the normal Game Boy or it was Game Boy Color. And I think they had a couple for the Nintendo 64. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, I didn't do everything I needed to do in there. Whoops. Got so many water filters now. Not a bad thing, but I am swimming in them. Oh, I need to take this out. Crap, I don't have room. It's going to... you know what? It's probably just kind of out of luck. Honestly. No, I can make it. I can make it. I can make it fit. I can make it fit. That's what I told her anyway. Let's see. Yeah. Sonic 3 Knuckles fan, you do tricks. See, not even use. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, as far as Sonic games go, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is definitely my favorite. I like Sonic. Like I appreciate all the Sonic games, right? But Sonic 3 and Knuckles kind of did something that they didn't really do in other Sonic games, and that is take a crack at storytelling. And telling a story without having a bunch of text and stuff is an art. You know, it's something that takes effort. And I think they did a pretty good job at it. You know, I've seen games where, you know, they have cut scenes that are in voice acting and everything. And, you know, a lot of that stuff's nice, but there's something really, really kind of charming and impressive about being able to tell a story without, you know, by just making subtle hints and references to things in the game. You know, is the story in any Sonic game going to win any prizes? No. No, you're not gonna. They're not gonna win any kind of literary prizes, you know, for the story. But it doesn't really need to. Not everything needs to be that. And as much as I don't like Sonic Superstars, I will give the game this, right? They managed to tell a story, again, kind of without words and stuff. They do have some cutscene stuff there. Not a whole lot, but they, you know, they have some like cutscene stuff there, but they're still not using words. There's not a bunch of text that's like scrolling on the screen like this is what's happening and why it's happening, and you need to read this entire thing. You know, they did a pretty good job, I think, letting you know what's happening in that game. Unfortunately, that's about it as far as what I liked in that game, because I do not have a favorable view of it. Some people absolutely love it. That's fine. I am happy for those folks. They have a game they can enjoy. There's no way I can enjoy Superstars. It's just, in my mind, it has way too many issues. I mean, $5 is fine. Even 10 is okay. You know, to me, it's not really worth much more than that. What really kind of kills me is I'll see comments on Steam for it where they're like, this is the best Sonic game ever and all this other stuff. I'm like, how? Like, have you played like literally any other like 2D Sonic game? I get it, like the art is beautiful, but that's like it. The music is kind of a mess in my opinion. You know, T Lopes did his thing. I appreciate T Lopes doing his thing. Um, but in general, it just I don't know. It's just things kind of feel a little disjointed music wise because you have two different people that made the music and it's different styles, like clearly obviously different styles, which is funny to me. Maybe you know of this game, but if you take something like Legend of Dragoon for instance, right, the people that made the soundtrack for that game, they never met, and as far as I know, they didn't really like discuss what kind of music they were going to implement in that game. Somehow the soundtrack didn't really sound like two different people composed it. It was good music. um Honestly, solid soundtrack. I wish that game would get like an actual remake, but it's kind of like one of those not quite hidden gems, but it's a game that's out there that people liked, but it never got super popular. Which is a shame, but that's how these things go sometimes. All right, so I think everything's kind of organized. So when I come back later, I won't look at my inventory and wonder what the heck I was doing or thinking. Everything's kind of put away. Cool. Oh. Oof. All right, let's. Oh, Heretics is on. Echo. So he's doing this speedrun stuff for Sonic 2. He always streams when I do, darn it. It is what it is though. Okay, you know what? I think what I'll do then, let's switch. What time is it? It's 3:40. Been at this for about. Okay. I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a break here for a bit. I'll go live again here, probably, I don't know, in an hour or two. Try to knock out some more speed runs, or at least more speed run practice. And yeah, hopefully have a good time. So I will hopefully catch you later, Boogeyman. If not, take care. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Otherwise, I'll see you later once I go back live with some more Sonic Origins.